Welcome everyone to the webinar for user security within Dynamics GP. I'll be using the Dynamics GP 2016 to demonstrate what I'm talking about today. My name is Prerna and I am a consultant for Nolan Business Solutions. At the end we will be using the chat window so you can post any questions. I will try to answer them there and then. If I can't, we can make a note of them and get back to you. If there are any other questions that you think of at the end of the webinar, please email us at sales@nolanbusinesssolutions.com and we can find someone who will be able to answer the questions for you. So our agenda today is to go through user setup of adding a new user and the user security based around roles and field security based on an individual role. So we're just going to go through a quick overview of the user setup. We will be setting up a new user, copying user access, and just talking a bit about the password policies that are based in and around Dynamics GP. Followed by this, we will be looking at the user security, looking at security tasks and how to set them up, how to copy access on them, followed by creating your security roles and copying security roles, having a look at any potential reports that the sysadmin could use within GP, and user security at field level. So this could it could mean that, for example, you have an item cost that you would like to hide from certain users within GP or something like that. But I will be providing a full scenario for you to use within Dynamics GP. Okay, so just a little bit about the Dynamics GP user-based role setup. You can create as many users as you require, regardless of the number of users you have registered for Dynamics. However, the number of users logged into Dynamics at one time cannot exceed the amount of users you have registered with a license. So, for example, if you have registered your accounting package with only 10 users can be logged in at the same time. You might have 30 users on the system user base, that's fine, but only 10 active users can use the session at the same time just because you only have 10 user licenses. If you require additional licenses, please contact us at Nolan Business Solutions and we can provide those for you. Okay. So I'm just going to open up the Dynamics GP portal and open in full screen mode for yourselves. Okay, so obviously this is Dynamics GP 2016. So out of the box, only 2 users can log into GP to add new users or configure existing users. These users are SA and DynSA. So DynSA is your SQL administrator and SA is your normal system administrator. So we're just going to start off by adding a user. To get to the setup screen, you can either navigate via 2 ways. So we can go to the Microsoft Dynamics drop-down, go to Tools, Setup, Company, and Setup, System, and User. You will be prompted for a system password during any point whenever you're trying to change any user details or user permissions or privileges. This is just another protocol that Dynamics has set up to ensure full user security. So we're just going to enter our Dynamics system password and press OK. Oh, ran to the wrong one, sorry guys. Okay, so this is our user setup screen. This is one way to access this screen. The other way to access this screen is via administration. So if we just go to the administration page, select system, and from here just select the user page and the user setup screen appears. So just a little bit about this user setup screen before I go into creating the actual user. Your user ID is the ID that you use to log into Dynamics GP. Username is your name associated with the user ID, so that would be your full name or the user's full name. Class IDs aren't generally used, but we have them available within Dynamics. Status, we have 3 statuses available within Dynamics GP. One is active, so that's your active user, one who's actively using the system. And an active user, we recommend not deleting your users, we just ask you to set them to inactive. Just so that it retains any details that they may have entered into the system. And lesson user just enables you to only use our demo account on Microsoft GP, which is our demo account called Fabricam. So I'm just going to set that to active today. And then your user type will be full, limited, or self-service. So full, obviously, is full access across the board. Limited, you can have limited access to different portals, and self-service is your self-service role. Okay, so as you can see, the screen in Dynamics GP 2016 is slightly different to previous versions. The SQL Server account client came to light in the Dynamics GP 2013 version. So here you just specify your password and you confirm your password. This is where you would confirm whether or not you have a password policy within each company. So here you can enforce your password policy, enforce a certain password expiration date, or you can ask your users to change their password on the next login. You also have the options to use your Windows Active Directory account and obtain the details from there using your Windows account to access Microsoft Dynamics GP. So any sysadmin or DynSA admin can come in and change any passwords for the users at this point during the screen. And we're just going to go ahead and create a user today. So when you create the user, you may want to come up with a consistent naming convention so that all of your user IDs are created the same way. So we can just have a look at how previous users have been set up. I've got myself set up there, and quite a common way of setting up users is your last name followed by the initial of your first name as your user ID. So we're just going to create a new user. So we're just going to create Joe Blogs. And his actual name. Set his status to active, his user type is full. I'm just going to enter a quick and easy password so that we can come back to this at a later stage. Okay, so at this point obviously I can ask to enforce a password expiration date. So for example I can ask that the password expires every 30 days, every 6 months, whatever it is that your company policy is. If the user does forget, or they do forget to change their password, or they have forgotten their password, you can come in and select change password on the next login. So I'm going to go ahead and just save that now. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm just going to pick up Joe Blogs again and copy settings from another user. So I'm going to select copy settings here and select which user I'd like to copy from. So I'd like to copy it from myself at the moment, just see what kind of access we have. Press OK. So that's done that for me now. So now we're just going to select the user access, just ensure that we have the correct company associated with our user account. Just going to re-enter my existing password. As you can see, anytime that we're entering anything for users security-based, you will be prompted for the password. This is just because Microsoft Dynamics like to have a huge level of encryption on anything that they do. So as you can see, it's copied the access from my own user. So Joe Blogs now has the option to access Fabricam Inc. You can make as many users as you like active for any company at any point. So you can see just lesson user 1 could not be added to one or more databases because they've already been added. So I'm just going to press OK to that, just ensuring that we have the correct amount of user access. Okay. So just a little bit about the system admin role. You have the ability to set up roles, users, tasks, and fields in any part of Dynamics GP. What I do like at this being sysadmin, is that we are able to send our users, our active users, a message. So what this means is, say for example, we're rolling out an upgrade or we're trying to get everybody to log out of the system, we are actually able to send a message to all users currently logged in. So it could be a task with reminders. So for example, if you have accountants that need to complete their month end, you could just quickly send them a quick task saying, please submit your month end at this point, or a notification message for whoever's logged in currently, maybe just saying hello or something like that. Can you please log out of the system and log back in at this time? Okay. So to view user activity, we can check who is currently actually logged in at the server at the moment too, and delete them if required. Keep entering the wrong password today. We can just see who is actually currently logged in. So as you can see here, we have our SA user logged in at the moment, but for example, on many occasions, and many customers do come to us saying there's currently these people logged in, how do we take them out? You come to this screen and you can delete anyone from up to a month, or even today, however long they've been within the system. This commonly happens when someone has not logged out of GP properly or gracefully, or they've just turned off their computer and not actually logged out of GP. So the user active ID is still there, and they're not able to get back into it. So you can just come here and delete from here using your sysadmin. Okay, so we're just going to go in and create some security tasks just one more thing. Being any user, obviously, you are able to, being sysadmin, you are able to change passwords within here for each user. However, users can also change their own password by going to Microsoft Dynamics GP, user preferences, and opting to change their password here at any point that they require. It's currently logged out for me, well, it's currently grayed out for me because I'm sysadmin and my password is predefined previously. However, any active user can go in and do this. Okay. So we're just going to go and talk a little bit about tasks now within Dynamics GP, or security tasks. You can see I've just opened up the task ID window here. So as you can see, any action taken in Dynamics GP is tied to a task. These tasks are then assigned to roles. For example, entering accounts payable invoices could be a transaction, and you can see that we have the transaction here. Or creating AP checks, printing AP trial balances, maybe an inquiry screen based on journal entry. So you can see you've got your task associated with journal entries there. And these are then assigned to each role that you require. This makes setting up security for new users a snap, because after creating the new user, we can quickly assign a role to the user that matches the position the employee plans to fill. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create, we're going to just view a couple of cards. So these are your maintenance windows where you have, for example, you could be maintaining your debtor card or your creditor card, and you're able to just view these here. So what we are going to do today is creating a task based on customers and addresses, and just viewing what a normal person who has this task would be able to see. So if we just select this task, I'm just going to select the type as Windows and series as sales. I'm going to select display selected items to see what this task is associated with. So you can see that we have the customer combiner and modifier, the debtor address maintenance. So this is maintaining your customers and addresses, the debtor EFT bank maintenance setup, interstat maintenance, period summary, and etc. So what we can do at this point is create a new debtor card and remove certain tasks or certain options that we wouldn't want this task to have. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm just going to select clear and create a new debtor card. As you can see, I've been playing with the system before, so we're just going to create a new one. So I'm just going to do card modification 0201. And we're just going to copy this from the previous card. Just going to get card and find the card I'd like to copy it from. What I do love about Dynamics GP is that you have the option to copy user access and anything at any point, so it just saves you time from having to enter things again and again. So we're just going to select here and press OK. So as you can see, the task name has been populated for you and the description and the category. So we're just going to go back in and select what type it is again and what series it is again. And we're just going to select the displayed selected items. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to untick debtor interest at setup because I don't really want my user to be able to see that. It's not valid to their role, they don't need to see it. And probably EFT bank maintenance, they also don't really need to see that. So I would just save this and I would come out of this. So that's your new security task setup. So again, security tasks are associated with any action within Dynamics GP. So now we're going to move on to our security roles. And we're going to assign that task to a specific security role. So another good point is that users are not restricted to only one role. So if you have that power user that wears many hats in your company, you can assign as many roles as necessary, i.e. you have your AP clerk and your bookkeeper. The best part is that Dynamics GP comes preloaded with an entire list of roles. As you can see, we have quite a few different roles here. Each role has already got tasks that are assigned to it, so out of the box you can be up and running straight away. You don't have to go in and create any, you can modify the existing ones. It allows us to make tweaks to the accounts receivable role. So for example, if we need to include some additional tasks, which is what we're going to do today, that are typically outside of the realms of accounts receivable, we can go in and do that as necessary. So we're just going to select the AP clerk receivable role and just display what the customer can, what the role can actually do right now. So as you can see, the normal accounts receivable role can actually go in and maintain customers and addresses, and we just select that. We are then brought up with the other screen where we can view what it is actually associated with. So what we're going to do is we're just going to clear this and create another accounts receivable role. So we're just going to call that accounts receivable. Oh, can't spell. And we're going to call that mod 1. I'm just going to copy the access from a previous role. So we're just going to do that from the accounts receivable clerk, which has already been predefined from Dynamics GP. And press OK. So as you can see, we can modify the role and add different tasks to it, and you may have or may not have more tasks that one accounts receivable role does. We have a lot of companies that do have trial balance reports from the trial general ledger that are associated with accounts receivable roles and things like that, so they are able to view those based on the tasks they've set themselves up with. So as you can see, we have the predefined card 0201 already associated with them. We don't want that task anymore because we've now created another one. We're just going to go in and find the new task that we've created. And you can see we've got our card underscore modification underscore 0201, and that's our new modified task that we've created. Just going to go in and save that. So now comes the exciting bit where we can actually assign the newly set up role with our newly set up task. So what we can do is we can go into System and User Security. Select the user, select the company, and select what users they have. Now, we actually have copied access from my own user role, and we're actually going to change the AR clerk to AR clerk 1, mod 1, rather than just normal AR clerk. And we're going to keep the accounting manager role and the bookkeeper role for our user Joe Blogs. You can see that you've got the display selected role, so you can see what they have here. I'm just going to untick warehouse manager because we don't need the Joe Blogs for that. So you also have the option here for alternate modified forms, reports, IDs. This just means that you have any modified forms or reports that you have within your system, for example, any invoices with a logo or whatever it is within the system, you will need to select default user on here just so that your user has access to them, otherwise they won't have access to the alternate modified forms and reports. And we would just go in and save that. So that's user security in essence. Now I'm just going to just explain the at field level security. So this feature enables you to hide unwanted fields on the screen that you do not want a specific user or a specific user to see. So an example I will show you today is hiding the delete button on the data maintenance screen. So you may not want potential users to delete anything or delete certain fields or whatever it is. I'm going to just show you how to delete, well not how to delete, but how to hide those fields from view. So we're just going to select field level security. And just open up this screen. So yeah, you've got the users here who you'd like to hide specific fields from, your company names, and any predefined security fields that you would like. So we're just going to go ahead and press add. So we're just going to create a field security ID. So for example, sales delete button. We'll just keep it as sales delete. There's obviously a character restriction there. And we'll just keep the description as sales delete. Okay, so now we would just find the product name, which is obviously Microsoft Dynamics GP, and just expand here. We would then go to the sales module and expand and find the data maintenance screen. So I will show you what this actually normally looks like. So for example, we have our main data maintenance screen, we have the address profile button, the address codes, etc., whatever that we see on that screen. And these are the technical buttons associated with those. So we're just going to find the delete button and select it. Press OK here. And what we're going to do is we're going to select security mode and we're going to hide this field from specific users. And we're just going to press save on that. So as you can see, we've got our sales delete button and Microsoft Dynamics within Microsoft Dynamics GP. So what we're going to do is we're just going to select this button, and obviously the company name is predefined, and we're going to just select which user we would like to apply this field security against. Just going to select the sales delete button and press apply on here and press OK. So before we just log into Joe Blogs' account, we can just check exactly what we can see as admin at the moment. So if we go to sales and then debtor card, okay, I seem to have actually hidden it for us as well. Just one second. Okay, so just apply that. Make sure that we're not hiding it for ourselves. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so we just go back into sales and data, card, and the delete button is there. Okay, so now if we log into Joe Bloggs' account, seem to have asked the user to change their password. So I'm going to quickly do that for them. Okay. Okay. Finally in. So you can see Joe Bloggs' home and the new setup user role, so you can have a look what you can set up your industry and your roles and whatever it is that you're doing within Dynamics. So we can just go to cards, sales, data, and you can see that the delete button has actually been hidden from view for Joe Bloggs. Just going to quickly log back into SA and go through the security reports with you. Okay, so we're going back into administration within the SA role after creating a user, associating tasks and specific roles with them, and actually hiding fields from their view. We can check different reports to see exactly what we've done to specific users. So for example, we can just see system users and view exactly what we've done for audit purposes. So we could just say any user notes that we've associated with our user. So we can just create an option, option 1, and select the user that we would like to see it for. Select insert, destination, save that. And then we just print that for us. We don't actually have any user notes reports. I didn't associate any notes with the users that we were setting up, but this is where you would be able to see that kind of information for audit purposes. You also have your security report there and your group report there. So that's pretty much user security in essence. If you have any further questions, please come forward now in the little chat box. Just to reiterate what we have gone over today, we've gone through creating a user, setting up tasks for a specific user, assigning the tasks to security roles, and then obviously hiding specific fields and just going through different reports that are available according to users. I hope you've enjoyed today's webinar, and if there are any questions, please contact us at sales@nolanbusinesssolutions.com.